Hi there, it's time for the weekly video, and this week I have some posts once again. Shockingly, I have some posts I am already familiar with because obviously I had to get John Wick 4. That will sit beside the others. Just don't know if I've showed you this before. I picked up the really nice John Wick set, so they're all in there in 4K. I don't have a 4K player, but I do have a card from the Continental and a little pretend Blood Oath disc. Just need to stick a pin in that and I'll be quite happy. So I had to get John Wick Chapter 4 in 4K, but the Blu-ray is in there as well, so that's quite handy. Arrow did a really nice release of The Lighthouse, so I had to pick that up. Let me just get that fly that was there. We discussed The Lighthouse on the podcast. It's an interesting film. I really like it, but it's also a film that I really want to revisit when, I don't know, I'm in the right mood and want the right atmosphere for it and want to perhaps absorb even more of the way the whole film is done, the composition of the scenes and the way it replicates certain imagery from other ideas, from other historic moments. There, I think it was an article, I don't know if it was online or if it was in print, it was showing some imagery that Robert Eggers had matched with The Lighthouse. It's really impressive and really beautiful. And last but not least, the one that I don't know about, I today received the game trilogy. Made at the end of the 1970s, Toru Murakawa's game trilogy launched actor Yusaku Matsuda as a toy tough guy for a new generation. Matsuda was a definitive screen icon of 1980s Japan until his career was tragically cut short by cancer at the age of 40 following his Hollywood debut in Ridley Scott's Black Rain. Apparently this is a career-defining triptych. So I shall look forward to checking those out. The Most Dangerous Game, The Killing Game and The Execution Game. And when I say I look forward to checking those out, you all know by now that could take a good few years yet. Anyway, a good little selection. What else have I seen lately? Been watching Mythic Quest on Apple TV. Still got the free trial for Apple TV. Mythic Quest is really good. Everyone that was on about The Last of Us, and was it episode 3? I think the really nice kind of self-contained episode almost that would feed a couple of details into the show. Mythic Quest has a couple of episodes in the same vein throughout each season. Well, so far I've watched the first 2 seasons, and if you like that kind of TV, if you like seeing an episode that has a connection to the main storyline but is also really quite self-contained and just really beautifully written, really well acted, just, then Mythic Quest actually has that amongst the comedy and the usual assortment of characters that you get throughout the rest of the show. It's really good. What else was there that I checked out? I rewatched Requiem for a Dream for the first time in a long time. That's a tough watch. I really like it. I think it's tied with Black Swan as my favourite Aronofsky. I do really like The Fountain as well, but yeah, he's never subtle. Never ever subtle. But Requiem for a Dream is just, it's an assault on your senses. That score going on and on. Clint Mansell did that with work from, if I remember right, they're called the Kronos Quartets, and there will be some others that help to create that tapestry of sound. I really recommend the film, but if you have the stomach for it. Ellen Burstyn's performance is heartbreaking and wonderful, so you know that makes up for having to watch Jared Leto in more things. There you go. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else new that is jumping out at me that I've seen, apart from Extraction 2 on Netflix. Maybe a little bit better than the first film, probably just as unbelievable. It's good. I mean, you know, there are some bits that are really good. I just don't really want to overpraise something that is very, it's generic, but in a way that's a new kind of generic for some hard-hitting, technically accomplished action movies. So it seems very gritty and, you know, not over the top, not overdone, but just maybe spectacular might be the right word for the camera work and the way certain sequences are shot, particularly things that seem to be in one shot with hidden edits and trickery. It's you know, it's all right though. It's still actually, when you get down to it, quite generic, quite actually basic in terms of this kind of thing, in terms of a hero who's put through the mill, but you don't think they're ever really going to die. The pacing and the set pieces, it's a bit better than most, I guess, but it's another film that's just over 2 hours. Decent little cameo in there from someone you might like. Hemsworth is great. Yeah, it's just was that one shot sequence done in one shot, or was it with trickery? I can't recall. I'd already heard about that before going into it though, and there was a lot of praise for that sequence. So while watching it, I'm just like, yeah, you know, very nice, very well done, very technically on point. Does not necessarily a great movie make. So I would say it's a solid Kevin 7. And that's it. You can probably hear my voice is a bit funky. I don't know what's happening there. I'll maybe have some hot lemon tea and honey, and hopefully be fine for the podcast this week, which is our special, which is about, was it just panic or moral panic? See, I'm part of the podcast and I forget these things. Anyway, I hope you've listened to last week's show. I think there was some good conversation there again, and you will see the upcoming titles for the special, which has a good mix in there, and we hope you enjoy them. Till next time, bye.